Hey boot campers, Coach Carrie here. So excited that we are getting closer and closer to camp starting. And I am checking in with you on my last audio cast that I sent out about how to prepare for camp. So I'm guessing at this point, some of you have started. I'm also guessing at this point, some of you haven't. So here's what I want to say about those of you who haven't started. One of two things is at play. Either ego or lack of self-discipline. It's one of the two. So if you listen to the audio cast and said, this is something I really don't need to do, I'm going to wing this, one of two things is at play. Either you have decided that you are above the instruction that's being given to you, and we call that ego. That's edging greatness out. Okay, if you're a Christian, you might say that's edging God out. But you've set yourself above the requirements already for boot camp. I don't know if you've ever watched a movie about a military boot camp. For sure you have. But what do you see? I mean, are people allowed to simply walk away and go, I don't really feel like doing this today? No. So I would say let's stop and examine ourselves and examine our thought processes and start to change them as we head into camp. If you are not doing it because you have tried exercising in the past and didn't get a lot of benefit from it, or you just don't feel like doing it, that's what we call a lack of self-discipline. At this point, I would encourage you to look deep within yourself and think about self-love, because self-discipline is self-love. The definition of self-love is discipline. I love myself enough to stop being oppressed by the negative thoughts that are in my head and get out of my oppressed negative zone and move forward and just do what's being asked of me. So I want you to stop and think, how much do I really care about myself? A lot of times when people are late for a class or they're late for an event, I look at them and I think, are they late because they really had a problem, or are they chronically late? If they're chronically late, I ask myself, are they too important to think that the other person that's waiting for them is important enough to be on time? That's ego. Or maybe they're simply discounting themselves out. Like, it doesn't matter to the other person if I'm really there or not. It doesn't really matter to someone if I show up or not. Both of those extremes are going to cause you problems in your business life. They will. You can't make up for in skill what you lack in ethics and work ethic and tenacity. You have to show up. We have to be relentless about what we're doing every day. I'm not trying to turn you into an Olympic athlete from an exercise perspective. I'm not trying to turn you into, a nutritionist by eating a little bit better. Wherever you are on that spectrum, I just want you to do a little bit more for you as we head into camp. I can promise you, if you come to camp with an ego mindset or a lack of self-love and self-discipline aspect, if you come to camp with either one of those mindsets, we're gonna have a problem. You're not gonna get as much out of this as you need to. So I'm checking in with you only because I know from the past how this has gone for other people. Get it together, evaluate yourself, and either love me and the rest of the group enough to say I'm going to humble myself and do the work, or let us love you enough to say, hey, I'm worth it and I'm going to do this the right way. All right, think about that today. Never stop growing, because you were made to grow.